Okay, so Lolcow of the year. I'm going to go in reverse order on the site. So we will be starting with the media section. Here it is. It's off center for reasons unknown to me. Actually, that's the wrong page. You know what? That's fine. That looks fine. So here's the media section. Very, very hotly contested media section. But I want to save Lolcow for the year for the last. So let's go over to on my private side. I've tested this. I know it works. I'm going to go to the results, and then I'm going to calculate the results, and this will show you how this works moving forward. So with 3,672 votes, so this is not just a couple, like 100 people in a straw poll like last year. This is thousands of people have deliberated this. And as you can see, this is I'm calculating them one at a time. So media of the year, Kaya Place. I'm a little bit disappointed. I'll break down how the votes are counted in a second, but let's review Kaya Place in case you haven't seen this enough this year.
I hate this country so much. You can be on a mountain in the middle of Norway and get better internet than Los Angeles, California.
Shardy was robbed.
And this is like a moment of anger. This is a moment of anger for like something that is just so routine, so silly, such a first world problem. But it is emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence. Okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just just stop.
So much anger, so much resentment. And then he insults the dog.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
Praying to Jesus he doesn't even believe in, calling the dog a baby. And then look, even as he does this, the sub notification with Kaya shows up in the corner just to rub it in. He's apparently so important they draw art to the thing, and then he zaps it. Very Turkish behavior, if I do say so myself. Second place was the Kanye West song, also known as Untitled Song, if you're on YouTube. I'm a little bit I thought that was a sure-in. And then the Will Stancil show. That's just favoritism from the poll tards. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I don't know. I guess it's funny. It's like a thing, and it caused such a stir. But, you know, it definitely wasn't as funny as the 4chan hack, okay? So this just goes to show you, soy teens, you Zoomies didn't vote, and your media lost. If you had voted harder, you would definitely at least been up there in third place. Unfortunately, you got clobbered by the poll charts from Articles and Happenings. I thought that was the funniest thing ever. Now, let me show you how comprehensive the system is, so you know I'm not just pulling numbers out of my ass. If we go down to the bottom, so you'll see this is how it does eliminations. So it took 10 rounds for the media to achieve consensus. So round one, it eliminated ADF, and then Brad Taste, and then the Vampire at 6 was eliminated next. That's crazy that was all the way down there. Then the Elon Musk salute somehow got more. Is that accurate? There's no way. My heart goes out to you. Had 91st place votes. Actually, I can break this down even further down here so you can verify it. Look at this. Look at this awesome table that I made. Look at how cool this is. So, Vampire 6 only had 85 first place votes. I guess it's just because the other ones are so funny. And then it eliminated Clavicular Assault. That was a last week entry, literally last week. Then the actual Grok interview with Will Stancil, followed by the H3 Content Cop as a very I'm sure many people will be disappointed that this fell into 5th place. But on the other hand, it was a very bad Content Cop, so that's kind of understandable. Once that was eliminated, QA was eliminated, and then the Will Stancil show was eliminated, leading to a toss-up between Kaya Place and the Untitled Kanye West song, which was very competitive, chat. So I feel like that's cool. Great job. This is the one that was very dismissive of the OPSEC fail award. Not a very competitive category. Mostly a thing for weirdos on the forum who pay a lot of attention to this. I will calculate the results for the OPSEC fail award. Okay, they are in chat. And it is Alex Hagendorp as not even a clear finalist. He was very close to Lurking Lemur. These two people are very popular with the demographics on the Kiwifarms that enjoy yelling at people. I believe that my vote was for Unreal, of course, in 3rd place, the gay aforementioned, allegedly. And this is the breakdown, in case you want to go down and see how that turns out. But it was pretty close between the three of them, with about 500 plus each. The reason why it says final votes are higher is because of how the second place votes work. So you can see that they got about an even number. Actually, Unreal Skybox beat out Lurking Lemur for first place, but not many people put Unreal for second place. So when they finally did eliminations and stuff, Unreal came out to third, kind of distant. So either you were very partial to him or you weren't, effectively. Next, the segment is Best Supporting Actor. This was one of my favorite categories, as I mentioned when I was going over the results, because they're very interesting, weird people. I should change the photo, by the way. Someone pointed out that the picture that was picked out of Clint was very unflattering towards him and quite mean-spirited. So this is, I believe, his official headshot, because he does some sort of professional thing that involves this weird uniform. So that's how he chooses to present himself. So we ended up swapping his photo out at the request of many people. So with 3,500 votes, we will now have our Best Supporting Actor. And unsurprisingly, Billy Mitchell, obviously. Was there any doubt? He is the king now after he has humbled Carl Jobst. Has a very big fandom, printing out money with the hot sauce, doing collabs with e-celebs to make. I actually, I told you, I think I did a Gumroad and a Locals video of his hot sauce. Very good. Not even a joke. I've been putting it on my eggs, and it's excellent. In fact, I even had a little bit of his regular, normal, run-of-the-mill hot sauce, the brand line. I had a little bit of that as it was, because it was very tasty, and I do enjoy a nice vinegary hot sauce chat. So I might try others, actually. Might do a hot. It was the 13th year of the Kiwifarms. I should do a hot sauce with Billy Mitchell. I don't know. I'll talk to him. Maybe I can get something a little bit tangy with kiwi in it. That would be stupid, but that's on the table chat. Second place, Clint Saunders, mostly out of appreciation for his role in King Cobra JFS's life. And in third place, Frogan, a rising star of the Best Supporting Actor category chat. Maybe Frogan will win first place next year. Maybe she'll be rising star of the Best Supporting Actor category a second year and a third year in a row, forever and ever. Amen. We will see how that plays out. Rat Dad disciplining fourth, and despite how great my my description for Derek Christmas was, he only got 6. The VTuber anime avatar in the bin where it belongs, to be quite honest with you. The voters did not get this one wrong. This is a very good card. That's the elimination. And as you can see, Billy Mitchell did not achieve a 50% first place because Clint was a favorite of many people that were fans of King Cobra, but the second votes bumped him up by another 500. He almost got 776 votes. He was a little bit off. So that make sure you vote, chat, because you can make meme numbers happen. All right, next. The In Memoriam category chat. Now this one, we were a little bit picky. There are other people that died this year. Unfortunately, the bar was raised so high by King Cobra that no other contestants were entered. And unsurprisingly, he has won with, let's just say, 0 final votes. That's a bug. If you only have 1 vote, it doesn't add in the second category. But he won with a clear majority of 3,516 votes. That is 3,516 people who went out of their way to vote for King Cobra JFS for the In Memoriam category chat. Next, the VTuber of the year. Now, if you can't tell which one this is going to be to, you got to get your head checked, because it's pretty obvious what's going to happen. Less than 3,000 votes for this category, so this was one of the least interesting according to the voters chat. A little bit of a voter depression here, chat, but let's see who it is. It's the Peanut, with a clear majority. In fact, I want to say that this might be the first one that is a shutout just based off the first round. We will see here. Actually, it definitely is, because you can see it's 1,147 first choices versus Anna Valens for second place. Congratulations, Anna Valens, second place to the Burn Peanut for VTuber of the year, followed by Pippa Pipkins. Not surprising. Got a lot of fanboys on the forum. What can I say? Nachisu Miku lost. Unsurprising. Shondo not beating out Nachisu Miku is a little bit one. I think I voted for Kiki Pionpion. Kiki Pionpion and the epic disposal of the Gator Gamer was one of my favorite videos all time. Couldn't have done it without her. But she is a lolicon into water sports who is a school teacher, so that probably didn't help with her votes. And this was I want to say this was decisive, but it doesn't say that. It still did the full rounds. I think this was decisive for the burned peanut. All right, next, most deviant. Let's check him out, chat. Check him out. Drum roll, please, if you're into that. We're tallying the 2,700 votes. This was actually less than the VTuber, I guess, because of the peanut. The peanut was just such a strong contender that people voted for the VTuber category that didn't vote for the most deviant category. I'm gonna guess synthetic man. Blue Fulf? What? Okay. Blue Fulf. The guy that shit on a plate in a fursuit. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna judge. I'm not gonna judge the voters. Everyone doing their civic duty. I'm proud of them. Followed by Fallen Chungus, which I'm a little bit surprised about when I see it, but at the same time, I know that he's really popular with the younger people because of his meme comic. That actually, it is a really interesting story about how he made this meme comic, and then like his entire life like fell apart because he had no idea how to handle the celebrity. So if you have a kid that's active on the internet, make sure you touch base with him because he might make a meme comic and then implode his life on accident. Fair warning for everybody. Followed by Synthetic Man, followed by Puppy Chan. Last place, Crusader Cat. Only 56 people. And you know what? Half of those probably just voted randomly. I'm going to be real with you. And there's the table. Blue Fulf. Pretty good, pretty competitive between Blue Fulf and Fallen Chungus. All right, next. Best Gen Xer. And wow, this is a great category, chat. Excellent category. Great picks. Kanye, Boogie, Patrick, Sean, Tomless, and Elon Musk, and Bam Margera, who's making a bit of a comeback. I've seen a lot of activity in his thread because I think Jackass is coming back, and there is some speculation on if Bam Margera will be returning to Jackass. There's actually an interesting post I read about how Bam did not return to Jackass during a reunion because they had become clean alcoholics or sober alcoholics, and he was not, and they didn't want him around because he was still drinking. So there's some kerfuffle on if he's actually returning to Jackass. All right, let's tally it up. Who's the winner here? Patrick Sean Tom. There's no surprise. He's simply the best. I actually have some Pat posting to do this stream. In fact, did he win with the blowout? No, not quite. Not quite, because it has to be 50% of all the first ranked voters. So that's pretty close, but it's not a blowout. There haven't been any blowouts this yet. So Patrick followed by Kanye. Dude, this has got to be an ego up for the guy if he sees this. Beating out his sworn enemies of both Kanye West and Elon Musk for first place, Best Gen X Lolcow. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So it's like when he published that book that was actually successful. It's like, wow, that's actually impressive. Good for you, Patrick. As I said, followed by Kanye. No surprise there. Did not win Best Media. Actually, did he get second place? He did. He's just coming up for twos this year. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Elon Musk in third. Whereas even though his salute did not go that high. Followed by Boogie for 4. Boo. Who voted for Boogie? Oh, man. That's like a serious drop-off. 350 for Boogie. Down to 100 for Bam Margera. Down to 81 for Roy. Jim Stewartson. He's kind of like popular with the actual boomers because he's like a crazy person. He's like liberal Alex Jones. But his audience is not on the Kiwi Farms. And then Stuttering John is a bit of a niche. So there you go with that. Then Girl Cow of the Year, Jess Zong, one of the last entries, just because of her Twitter chimp out. But that's a recency bias, chat. That is a recency bias that might play in her favor. 3,400 votes for this category. Candace Owens, she can't stop winning, chat. After Charlie Kirk dies, she becomes the #1 conservative influencer, and then she wins Girl Cow of the Year. I imagine that this one is, God, 1,600. This is the A&H vote. This is like when they do Project Mayhem in the primaries and all the people switch teams to with each other's primaries. It's like all the A&H posters came over to the Girl Cow of the Year category to with it and elect Candace Owens just as for memes. Candace Owens at nearly 1,600. Followed by Alyssa Mercant, which I don't blame. She is pretty crazy. Followed by Pizza Cake, who is my first pick, I believe, because she is cray cray. I can actually check this and see who I. If I was logged in, you'd be able to see on the like if you go down to this table and you look at the if you actually voted, your votes would be gold. They'd be the gold cells, so you could see how your votes line up. I believe. So I voted Pizza Cake. Did not win. Naked and Laughing for fourth. That's fair. That's fair. Samantha Prater has like this one really shitty thread that's just her getting trolled constantly. So those 65 votes were people who participate in her thread, basically. All right, fat people locales. This is the great category. This is an excellent category every year. This one had over 3,000 votes as well. Finalize the results, chat. And I'm gonna guess Foodie. Of course, Foodie Beauty. Very turbulent year for her. Moved from Kuwait to Syria. I think that happened this year. Then moved from Syria to Canada and is now involved in some very early year drama regarding her marriage and if that's actually going to fall apart. Not surprising that she took the cake as she often does. This might actually be. Was this a decisive? It was. She won. She had half this. So this is what it looks like if it's decisive. First round, it was 1,700 to 378. So she had more than half the votes already. First choice. So she won decisively with over half the first round votes. That's what that looks like, in case you're wondering. Not even close is what I'm trying to say. Followed by Tofia Chu, who is a bit of a TikTok meme because of her e-begging with her dead brother, followed by J Bay, who had a really, really, really funny video of her being hauled into an ambulance with, I believe it was described to me as a tarp they use to move heavy roadkill off the road. So pretty good choice there. Yeah. Was Amberlynn not even on the list? She sucks. And God, Amberlynn sucks. And then Fresh Meat, lots of fun new faces. Okay, this one has 3,682 votes, so this is one of the highest voted categories. Calculating them in, Carl Jobs. I guess it makes sense. If Billy Mitchell won Best Supporting Actor, Carl Jobs would take home the Fresh Meat title for his losing the lawsuit. And then in a move I didn't even see coming, he handled his lawsuit with precisely zero grace and civility, and decided to basically keep insulting Billy Mitchell because he was bankrupt and had been told by his bankrupt attorney there's basically nothing more they can take from him. And the bankruptcy courts in Australia are apparently very, very lenient. So Carl Jobs, after losing his defamation suit to Billy Mitchell, came out and basically said, I've already lost everything that I can possibly lose under the bankruptcy laws of Australia. So f you, Billy. I'm going to keep going after you, even though I'm a complete loser. And there's something else. He admitted no fault, moved some assets around, just acting like a complete retard, and endeared himself to literally nobody. So not surprising there at all. This one might have also been a blowout, was it? Oh my God, it was. Billy Mitchell, not even close, with almost 1,800 votes over Clavicular's 744. This was a first round elimination for Carl Jobs, followed by Clavicular, who was the guy that ran over an African-American gentleman in his car. Is a Nick Fuentes simp, mods look maxing, so he's a Janny. Followed by Jet Neptune, who's a bit of a meme with the fish tank people because he f***ed everything up. Followed by Aang Vondro. And I did skip over Best Heard, so let's go back to this. This, by the way, I will repeat, this is the best description on the entire thing. I wrote this myself. Apparently, this is out of date, though. The Hearts of Iron 4 mod people told me that this is like why they were lolcows like 5 years ago. And now, apparently, the Hearts of Iron 4, TNO4 internet drama is so completely crazy and devolved that even this description is quaint and out of touch. So I don't know. I apologize. I guess I f***ed that one up. But this is 3,745 for Best Heard, Refresh Ruski, and Roblox. With over 1,000 first choice votes, so this will be a blowout as well. Roblox has won. Hard Hard to beat them. Multi-billion-dollar publicly traded company, most popular children's video game / social media platform, except for maybe Minecraft. Already getting banned in several countries because of the sex pest epidemic. Remarkably, after multiple pieces coming out talking about how predators actively use the platform openly and nothing gets done about it, all of their executives circled the wagon, said there was no problem whatsoever, even though a random YouTuber like Ruben Sim could pinpoint how little they do to actually handle legitimate threats to children on their platform. Getting sued in multiple states in the country, so not surprised there at all. Followed by Blue Sky, which is a surprise because Blue Sky is such a insipid waste dump of like mental rejects that it's actually remarkable anyone cared enough to vote for it. But when you added up the second rank votes, they were actually very, very close to Roblox's first votes, followed by Rowling, which I actually thought would be higher up, followed by the Kiwi Tubers, with TNO in dead last, despite my wonderful write-up chat, but stiff competition. And finally, after much deliberation, by 4,495 trusted users of the Kiwifarms, not just random accounts. These people have posted, they've participated in discussion, they've been educated, some for almost 13 years now. I know my vote was based off 13 years of experience. 5 candidates, 1 Lolcow of the year. We are calculating now, chat. The results are in. Mr. and Mrs. Aniza Jomha, with over 2,000 final votes, wins Lolcow of the year. To the point where I am seriously considering ordering them a trophy and sending it up to Alberta because they deserve it. They deserve to hang this on a wall, maybe a plaque. I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking about it. Really crazy, turbulent year for them. Not their craziest, I would even say. The downfall of Mr. and Aniza Jomha came very fast, but this year has been pretty crazy for them too, chat. Creator Clash 3 looked like it was a doomed project from the beginning. Everyone was wondering to see how it could be worse than Creator Clash 2, which was a financial failure. But they pulled out all the stops to make sure that it would be a complete catastrophe and utter humiliation for them. Going after H3, one of the only people on the planet who actually made any effort to promote them. Somebody who came out in defense of Ian after he made his embarrassing, "Yeah, my wife's a prostitute, so what" video. Just a guy that really stuck it by him. And without a second thought, probably because Aniza said to, dumped him under the bus. And I see that the Kino Casino chat is spamming R for rigor. They're not happy with the results. I was wondering, the chat's like on the corner of my eye just going crazy because they're spamming it. So just abandoned their friend, ruined their event, ended up getting it shut down. All the investors lost their money. And then the coach from the former year comes up and announces that they didn't put in even a tweet. They didn't even give a tweet to support an anti-child marriage law in the face of somebody who was sold off as a sex slave in the United States. Just an utter complete catastrophe. Ending the year cold in Alberta, wondering if they can even afford warm socks to keep their feet from succumbing to frostbite in the cold Alberta winters. Second place is actually my pick, Pirate Software. I had so much fun watching Pirate self-emulate, or not emulate, but immolate. Really just came out of nowhere, was somehow this popular, trusted guy, embarrassed himself on the World of Warcraft thing. Lots of fun things to learn about World of Warcraft. People still talking about it in 2026. Learning about the mana gem and the robes of the Archmage and how he didn't use any of that shit and just abandoned all his friends to die. Got kicked out of his guild. And then I thought, okay, we all took turns bullying this guy, and now he's known as a loser. Pretty good story. Nice little deviation from the norm there, from the usual people on the Kiwifarms. And then halfway through the year, this guy that apparently everyone knew about and loved already, Ross from Accursed Farms, no relation, announces that his initiative to end um, always online games that you buy a license to and then never get to play ever again is going to die, specifically because this Nepo baby pirate software went out of his way to try and sabotage it. And ironically, and what is perhaps the most literal use of the word ironic ever, that was the saving grace that probably passed it over the finish line. That probably wouldn't have happened if Pirate didn't intervene at all. And that has really harmed his career. He's still making tons of money, but he's gone down from like $100,000 a month to like 30,000. So he's still doing pretty well, but he's not approaching like Hassan Piker tier. And speaking of Hassan Piker is in third. Despite his good showing in Best Media of the Year, people thought it was a one-trick pony, apparently, and voted him only for third for Lolcow of the Year. Many people may disagree with this because he is effectively bringing down Twitch with him, as there are growing concerns among advertisers regarding the type of content Twitch is promoted, but Dan Clancy is just allowing it to happen. So, hey, 2026 is bright. It may be the year that Twitch completely implodes. It's not looking good over there. And if that happens, Hassan Piker's in the running. Now, unfortunately for Bossman Jack, even though he was a hardline favorite of the 696 people who first choice voted him, this has been a year where Bossman was in jail half the time. So while the 3 weeks or so that he was out of jail was like really funny, unfortunately, the fact that he's been incarcerated for probably more than 6 months of the entire year put together, not doing him any favors. It was good. Don't get me wrong. Very funny, very good. Unfortunately, he spent half of the year in jail, so there's only so much you can milk out of that. And then finally, Styx Hexenhammer 666. Now, this surprised me. This surprised me because the vampire clip I thought was so great, but apparently I think it came too late in the year, and the splash was mostly centralized around the weirdos that I am, the Kino Casino is, and I think that Styx had already lost so much momentum that it was like a tree falls in the forest type of thing. Like, yes, sure, the vampire clip, hilarious. The polycule fallout, very funny. But who was around to hear it? Only the most diehard Styx Hexenhammer A-logs were there to witness it. Whereas everybody has gotten to enjoy Anisa Jomha dragging Ian by his hair through the mud in the cold, frozen waste of Alberta. And likewise for Pirate. So, that being said, chat, they're spamming pictures of my dog photoshopped. Can I just show the chat? I might be able to show the chat. Hold up. Let's see if this works. This is the upper rungs where the Bossman Jack people sit and watch my streams and comment on them. Very not pleased with the results. Maybe next year. Listen, guys, 2026. Look, Bossman is our rising star. Okay, Bossman is our rising star, and he's been rising star for 3 years in a row. Got completely denied unfairly by Nick Rekieta. Got denied. He's been in jail this year, so that's kind of his problem. But then next year, chat, 2026 is Bossman's year. I got a good feeling for it. Unless Hassan decides to implode Twitch, and then in which case he might be screwed. But there you go. There's the awards. I will tweet them out at the end of the stream, but I can't do that right now. So that's what it is. I suppose I should feature this on the front page of the site. So everyone can enjoy it. I will do that on stream. 1 second. I should have thought about this ahead. It has, let's see, has a href. Yeah, that's an HTML tag chat. Very important. Concluded. And I'll make that strong even. By the way, I am still using a keyboard that has a broken left arrow key, and it is still driving me insane. However, I have actually bought a keyboard that is in the mail, and I can assemble it. It's like a bare bones and some switches, and then I have my keycaps. So I might assemble that for Gumroad. Who knows? Oh, and I do have on the Gumroad, mati.internet.gumroad.com and mati.internet.locals.com. I have a recording with PPP, a sequel lined up for Tuesday. It'll probably come out the same day. Okay. So there we are. The banner is on the front page so everyone can bask in the glory of this wonderful year of content, chat.